I thought I would do an introduction to the next series of videos that I'm going to do. These are professional finishing videos. So to give you a little background of myself, I am a hand knit designer and I have a studio in Skipton, Pearl and Jane Studio Skipton, and I have been teaching workshops for probably over 20 years now. I've also been designing garments for probably longer than that, more than 20 years. And all those garments that I've designed, I have sewn together. I'd say 90% of those garments that I've designed that I've sewn together. So to give you a bit of content, for Pearl and Jane, I've done 180 patterns. So obviously not all of those are going to be garments, but a large amount of those are going to be garments. So all the garments that you see in the studio in Skipton, I have sewn together and finished off. I've not knitted the pieces on all of them because I've had test knitters do that, but I have sewn the garments up to finish the neckline off. And before that, I used to design books for the American market, so I did about 70 books for them, and one year I did about 200 garments, and all of those garments I sewed up. And by sewing up a garment, when you design a garment and you sew up a garment that's been knitted by someone else, you get to see how they approach the knitting, how they approach your pattern. And that really helps with making my patterns nice and simple to knit, as well as nice and simple to join together to finish off, because we all approach a knitting pattern individually. And I want to make it as easy and simple to knit and sew up as I possibly can. By doing all that sewing up and teaching people as well, I have hopefully fine-tuned my designs to make them easy to sew up, and also to know your little niggles and problems when finishing off garments, making them look professional, giving them that great look. So I thought, I do workshops, but I thought what would be good as well is to do some videos, because I don't want people to not knit a garment because they're just worried about the shoulders or the picking up stitches, anything like that. I want to help you finish your garments off and knit a garment, because knitting a garment means that you can make it to your own personal size to fit you. So I'm going to do a series of videos to help you get to that place. The other thing is, I'll just mention briefly about picking up stitches. From all those years ago when I was picking up stitches of other people's knitting, picking up stitches along the neckline can be a nightmare. It can be horrible and it can not be neat, but I can help you make it neat. There's just one tiny little thing that you need to do to make picking up stitches easy and a joy, because I love picking up stitches, but I love picking up stitches when you've prepared the place to pick them up. If you haven't done that, they're horrible, absolutely horrible. And I want everyone to love picking up stitches because I do. I do. It's not a quick thing. None of this is a quick thing. That's the other thing with finishing off garments. We knit something and then we think, well, you should just sew it together like that. No, sewing something together is another task, and it's one that's going to take time. But we're not going to treat the knitted garments like fabric. We're going to treat them like knitting. So we're still doing what we love. We're still looking at stitches and we're joining them together. So we're not sewing them together. So yeah, I just want to share that joy with you so you can love finishing garments off.